I'm Ahmed Boukhelifa, Managing Director of Ivory Tower, the developer of The Crew. The Crew 2 is the new installment in our franchise. It's a total reinvention of The Crew. It's all of the US, gigantic online. It's truly gigantic, and it's fully full of surprises and more beautiful than ever. And in this world, you're going to be able to explore it in the air, on the water, and of course on the ground, to meet all the families that inhabit it all, and create this motor nation, off-road, pro racing, street racing, of course, and freestyle. When we released The Crew almost 3 years ago, we knew it was only the beginning, and actually we did a lot to expand the game because we had lots of stuff we still wanted to do. We were super happy to have an incredibly engaged community which asked for a lot of stuff. We needed to improve the game, we needed to expand it. We brought 2 expansions, more than 20 patches, lots of feature, and it really made the Crew bigger and bigger and more varied and interesting than ever. But at some point, we thought that all those evolutions, we were getting to a wall that we needed to break to bring a revolution, if I may. That's what we're doing with The Crew 2. And actually, we had lots of new frontiers we wanted to explore, bringing planes, allowing you to look at the world from all directions, to take the height, to see all our cities and beautiful world from the height, to go through the rivers, through the seas, and reinvent the world, all our world for the cars. Yeah, we needed to not to be afraid to break anything, to break everything, and that's what we did, and that's why we are going back with The Crew 2, and which will be this time a good start for another very long life of updates and expansion. As long as players want to stay in The Crew, and we will be happy to welcome them and to keep the game living. Of course, we put our efforts in The Crew 2 now, and we would love all the players to come and join. That's why we set up a loyalty program, and every month over the next 10 months, players playing into The Crew, they will have specific objectives, which will allow them to earn new rides, new cars that they will be able to, that will be waiting for them in The Crew 2. The response has been incredibly good. We are super happy, when you have your baby, you develop in secret, you cannot talk about it, and you have all those fans super engaged and very committed. And well, of course, we want to please them. And when you're creating a game, it's all about listening to the community. It's also about developing your vision, your creative vision, taking risks, and you want to feed the players with what they want. You also want to surprise them. And it's true that we really, with the plant, with the boat, we wanted to create this surprise, and we were confident people would love it. But you're always waiting to have the reaction and to see it. We worked very hard to make sure we could present a super wide scope of content. When working on The Crew 1, what's been super interesting is that now with an online game, you're always interacting with the community. You provide a service, people are playing, you know what they are playing, you know what they don't play, and they vote with their feet, like in the British Parliament. If they don't like it, they won't come. If they like it, they will come and they will ask for more. If there are issues, you will hear about it on the forums, in all the community media. And we've been always listening and trying to do our best to expand the community in this direction, and also try to understand what the players like, how they play. And actually, we don't have one player or one type of player. We have several types of players that like to play differently. Some likes to explore the world, some likes to compete, some want to do everything and collect everything. All those different ways of playing, well, we try to give them content and to give them new ways to play in the game over the numerous updates and patches for The Crew 1. The sense of the enormity of the game, we have 2 main ways to bring it. The first one is the world. We just go into the game, look at the map, okay, it's a map, then you zoom in to New York and you come back. And it's like incredible. But it's not just New York, it's Miami, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Las Vegas, St. Louis, Grand Canyon, everything in between. And suddenly what's just a premise of all the USA suddenly becomes something which is too big just to consider. And when we start playing with a boat, a plane, a car, but you start listing the super wide variety of vehicles and different kind of events and challenges we will have in the game, from of course performance street cars, supercars, monster truck, drag, drift, etc. The list can be super long, and you put all of that in a shaker, then suddenly, yeah, the sky is the limit. The spirit of the Crew brand, we want to allow everybody to live their passion for driving, for motorsports. All the pleasure you have driving a vehicle, to hear the engine, to hear it roaring, to feel the asphalt below your wheels, to feel the air when you're driving, to feel the acceleration of going with your plane through the building, trying to land near the river and going back and under a bridge, and all the skills you need to develop, and the pure pleasure you have of playing with those vehicles and those delicate and super realistic recreation of all those vehicles. It's this real passion we have for motorsport and all the variety of those passions. Because when you consider street racing, it's super different from racing on a circuit, which is very different from doing some freestyling and stunt with a monster truck. But at the same time, each time when you go for it and you live this passion with this vehicle and this event in those places, it's a very unique and very true experience. And it's a passion for motors that make it, and we want to make it live in the game in all its forms.